Welcome back to News 9. You know, when the pandemic began, so many people decided to go out and either adopt or foster a pet.
Yeah, well, now that things are slowly getting back to normal, adoptions are slowing down, and some people are actually returning their adopted pets back to the shelter. Joining us live at the table, we appreciate it, is the CEO and president of Oklahoma Humane Society, Dana McCrory, and little Hippo.
Yes.
Love that. Thanks for bringing her, and thanks for talking to us at the table. Talk to us about what you guys are seeing with trends as far as adoptions and fosters.
So the first 2 years of the pandemic, we saw an increase in adoptions. Even though things were in disarray, people were coming in. They had time to stay at home with the animals, and adoptions increased. Now we're seeing, as we turn to a little bit of normalcy, that the animals are coming back. We typically run about an 8% return rate because, of course, anybody can come back to us. We're always going to take them back and find a new home. But we're running about a 15% rate right now.
Okay.
And trending nationally, they're running about 22%.
And
Wow.
is that mostly because people were maybe lonely during the pandemic? They had more free time and suddenly they maybe didn't know the responsibility or weren't prepared for the responsibility it takes to have a pet? Or what do you think some of the reasons are that people are now returning at a higher rate?
I think that you nailed it. People were at home and they had the time to spend outdoors. Everybody had that, the backyard fever where they couldn't go anywhere else, so they had the animals at home. We try to offer all kinds of tips and behavior and crating of an animal, but sometimes when you go back to work full time, it's a little bit different to have the animal in your home.
Oh, man. What are you asking of Oklahomans? What's the solution to this right now?
We're actually asking Oklahomans to help.
Yeah.
You don't have to bring your animal back. You can ask for help. You can ask for crate resources. You can ask for behavior training. You can ask for foster. You can ask for doggy daycare. And then if you find an animal, you don't necessarily have to take it straight to the shelter. Take it to the vet. Many of them are microchipped. So if you keep them from going into the shelter, which only 15% of the animals go into the shelter are returned to owner, and you find the owner yourself, then we keep the shelter numbers down and we can re-adopt any animals that are returned.
I never even thought about that. There's multiple steps before just totally returning the pet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Something to think about. And obviously with a higher return rate, you're going to have more pets in the facilities. As far as the Humane Society goes, is your staffing lower than before, or are you guys struggling to kind of keep up with the new numbers?
So Oklahoma Humane Society is an independent nonprofit. And our staff has stayed very, very steady. We have a pretty strong mission, so it's easy to love what you do. Shelters nationwide and Oklahoma City Animal Welfare, their staffing is low. About 87% of the shelters in America right now are understaffed. So we are very, very fortunate that we have the hearts of Oklahomans here to help keep our shelters from being understaffed and being overfull. But right now the shelter is full.
How can people help? Even if adoption is not part of the option, how can people help in other ways?
Foster.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, if you could come and foster a couple of these animals for a very short time and then help put them into an adoption program, you can always volunteer. Our volunteers walk the dogs, they feed the dogs, they socialize the dogs. And this puppy has clearly been held and loved.
Yeah.
Or she wouldn't be sitting here so quietly.
And that's thanks to a foster family.
Absolutely, 100%. A foster family took her and her 3 siblings, and now they're ready for their new home.
She's just happy to be here. I love her.
I'm loving
She's so
Hippo. I
good.
can't take my eyes off of her. One more quick question. Where can people go for more information?
You can visit our website, okhumane.org. You can visit the Oklahoma City Animal Welfare website at okc.gov. Or you can give us a call or stop by our adoption center, even if you just need a puppy snuggle.
Even
which
if you
is
need hugs.
which is on Northwestern.
Look at that,
love it.
folks.
I
Come on,
love
don't
it.
you want that?
Oh, Dana McCrory, thank you so much for joining
Thanks,
us. We
Dana.
appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.